There. Good morning. Okay, good to see you all coming in. I actually can't see you just because of a little tech issue on this side. And for me, you're far away across the room. But good morning, welcome. Come on in, find yourself a seat. Any seat that feels relaxed and settled. Begin to arrive. Begin to check into your breath. You might want to sit up on something. Sit in a good seat. Begin to check in with your breath. Take a couple smooth, easy inhales and smooth, easy exhales. And with that exhale, just release. Release expectation. Release your to-do list. We're at the beginning of the day. There's going to be a lot after this. Or maybe you've already done a lot. Maybe you've already done a lot today. Release what's come before. Release what you need to do after. It will all be there. And become as present as you can for this practice here today. So go ahead, take an inhale with the arms wide to the side. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, the arms down. Smooth, easy breath. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, the arms down. Do a couple more. And if you like, you can follow with your eyes looking up or wherever is comfortable for your neck. And one more time, inhale, up. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms facing the ceiling. Exhale. Take an easy side bend. Just feeling just a little bit, just an easy, simple. Inhale back up and exhale over to the other side. Maybe feeling that stretch from the hip all the way up. And exhale. Welcome to you who are still coming in. I'm going to have to check after class to see everybody. I'll be able to get closer to my computer and see everybody who's here. But I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Take your right hand, place it over to the side. Take your left hand, inhale up and over. Put a little weight on the right. And now a little bit deeper side bend. And inhale, exhale, take it down. And then shift the weight over to the left hand. Right hand reaches out, up and over. Inhale, just a little bit deeper. Again, feeling from the hip, across the side waist, across the side ribs, across the back of the arm to the fingertips. And exhale down. And let's take a little twist. So take your left hand to the outside of the right thigh, if you can reach there, or even into the calf, if that's easier to get. Inhale and lengthen the spine. Exhale, and just the easiest twist, just to see, what's it like today? What's that twist like today? Where am I today? And inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Take the right hand over. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, Just the easiest little twist, just till you start to feel sensation. Nothing exaggerated. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and come back center. We'll do that again, but remembering last week, if you were here, one of the things we were talking about working with was this idea of, can I do the whole thing, but do a little less? So we'll take that left hand over, inhale, lengthen the spine, and twist the sternum just a little bit. That's the whole thing. Where can I do a little less? Maybe the shoulders can relax. Maybe it's my jaw or the back of my neck. Still sitting nice and upright, awake and alert, but without any extra work. And inhale, exhale, back to center. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, reach over, and just an exploratory twist. Where can you release? Where can I do less and still do the whole thing? And inhale and exhale, back to center. So come off here, whatever you're sitting on. I'm not sure. Oh, I think we forgot to put in the chat, but today, 2 blocks. That's all you're going to need. Or 2 things that will raise you up like blocks if you don't have blocks. So let's come to all fours and just explore with the shoulders over the wrists, the hips over the knees. Take your weight a little bit forward and a little bit back, and a little bit forward and a little bit back. And just begin to figure out where is home here, and then settle there, and then just slide the hips side to side, just waking it up a little bit, passing through home and going away from home and back to home, away and back, away and back. Now start to take your hips back in a circle. And if you like to take your hips out to the, your ribs out to the side, following it, that's fine too. Just finding some movement in the hips, the shoulders, just waking up. One more, and then we'll take it around to the other side. Notice your breath. This is easy. The breath is easy. And if you're finding that your breath is already getting a little bit stuck, a little bit labored, make your circles smaller. That's the whole thing. That's all you need to do. And then come back to center. And let's find your seat again. And I'll share a little Torah. I like to sit on a block. You might like to sit up on a blanket, whatever's comfortable for you, so that you can keep that healthy curve in the low back and sitting upright and alert. So this week, I want to talk about the Parsha, Lech Lecha. But before I get there, just noticing that over the last 18 months, like you, I think, a lot of you, I've been home a lot. And sometimes it feels like I just need to go somewhere. I just need to get up and go, whether it's for a walk or when it's safe to go to the store, now go to the store. And sometimes it's hard to leave that comfortable spot whether it's where I work in front of my computer or if sitting on the couch or at the dining room table, sometimes it's hard to move. And I just want to notice this. The Parsha starts, Vayomer Adonai el Avram lech lecha me'artzecha umi moladetcha umi beit avicha el haaretz asher arecha. And we often, this is the title of the Parsha, lech lecha. Go, just leave. Rabbi Alan Lew, in his book on Jewish meditation, Be Still and Get Going, talks about Torah as a record of human encounter with God, human encounters with the transcendent, and that these encounters are about transformation. And he says that meditation, which is his topic, is about transformation. And I would like to invite you to consider this practice, this embodied practice that we share together, also about transformation, about moving us from where we are when we start to somewhere else at the end of the practice. Lech lecha. Get up, go. Rashi says, Lech lecha is get thee out. Literally, go for yourself, go for thyself, for your own benefit, for your own good. And the Parsha continues, there I will make you a great nation. And Rashi points out that it says, there, this other place, I'm going to make you a great nation. But if you stay here, Rashi says, you will not merit having children. This is a great impetus to go. And I'm going to read this. I'm going to interpret Rashi with the chutzpah. I will interpret Rashi that it has, for me, the sense that staying home, staying in my same place is kind of a dead end. That the point of getting on the mat is not to do exactly the same thing in the same way every day. And that if I do that, I won't have access to my own creativity, my own generativity, my own renewal. In other words, I'm stuck in a rut, in habit. So Alan Lew goes on to say, talk about leave taking and the importance of leave taking to have, and he's talking about an encounter with God, or an encounter just becoming flush with our own life, being alive and awake in our own life, being alert, awake to our own aliveness. And he says, leave taking, this home leaving, always precedes the divine encounter. Because when we leave home, when we leave everything that is familiar to us, we leave convention, and most significantly, we leave habit. For God is never encountered in either convention or habit. God is encountered in reality, precisely the ground of being, the present moment reality that convention and habit obscure. When we leave home, when we leave our habitual relationship to the world, we see things freshly. We become flush with our lives, we see reality, and not the habitual idea of reality that we have settled into at home. Just a couple more words and then we'll get moving. The verse ends with El haaretz asher arecha, this land that I will show you. That maybe we are being shown all the time, but we just need to freshen our viewpoint. And who is showing us? God, awareness, da'at. And this is what we can see and maybe have access to, seeing a new land, a new way, a fresh possibility, when we can be both relaxed and steady enough to be receptive. In other words, not constricted, not trying to do the asana with my jaw or my neck or my shoulder if that's not what's doing it. relaxed enough, steady enough to be receptive, but also alert enough so that I'm not asleep or moving by rote to see what's new. So let's go ahead. I'm going to leave it there. There's more. There's more. There's always more. But I'm going to leave it there so we can get moving. So come on and get up off your seat and come to your knees if you need any padding under your knees. If you have issues with your wrists, you may want to move your weight back a little bit. Just take a little weight off of them, but play around with that. And then we'll go and do some cat-cow, starting with a rounding of the back and an arching of the back, rounding of the back, arching of the back, and then come to neutral, home. And then again, we'll go away from home. We'll leave home with a rounding of the back. What's new here? And an arching of the back. What's new here? And back. To in between those two, take your right leg, tuck the toes, and push the heel, lengthen the leg, and push the heel back in a little calf stretch. And bring it back in. So we're back to home, and take that right leg back again, away from home. And then begin to float the leg up without changing anything else. Drop the toe down. The hips are even. The belly is pulled in. And float the leg up without anything else changing. That heel is still lengthening back. And now, if you like, raise the left arm, the opposite arm. And notice, what does it feel like to be away from home? Does it feel a little wobbly? Is it a bit of a balance challenge? It is for me. And release the hand down and the knee down. Take the other side, the left foot, tuck the toes, push the heel back. And then with that heel lengthening the leg, begin to float the leg up. Bring it back down and in. Feel home. And now let's take a journey away. Tuck it back under. What do you notice when you're leaving home? And float that leg up and take the right arm out. And you can have the toes on the right foot tucked under or flat. Either way is fine. And release the hand down, release the knee down, and do a little bit of a circle with the hips. And a circle the other way. And now you can get your blocks, put them on either side here, and come on up, bring your right knee up, bring your hands up to the knee, 2 hands wide to the side, up over the head, and exhale down. A new home, 2 hands wide to the side, going away from home. And now take the hands behind the head. Let your head just rest back in your hands. Where is home now? Can you get heavy, feel heavy, even as your spine is long? Can you feel heavy in your legs supporting you? Inhale and do a little bit of a rounding of the upper back and come back up. And a lengthening of the sternum, just a baby back bend, and come back up. And now can you notice where home is, where the center is, and can you go away from home with a little bit of a side bend? Maybe you feel some more wobble. Can you just get heavy into the wobble and just be with it without needing to change it at all? And come back up. And then take it to the other side, just the smallest bend. And bring it back up. And release the hands to the block. And with your bottom moving back, your sits bones moving back, begin to move that leg to straight. And you can bring the toes up if you like. And then bend. Moving the hips back. And bring that leg to straight. Does not have to be all the way to straight. More important to have these sits bones heading back, but it just moves towards straight. And again, 2 more. And bring that knee, and let's switch to the other side. So we've got the left knee up, hands on the blocks. Hips are moving back, so move the hips back. And you can bring the foot up on the heel and bring that leg towards straight. And then come forward, moving it back again, hips move back, leg towards straight. And having the hips back is way more important than the leg being straight. It's just moving towards that. One more. And come back to hands and knees. You can actually leave your blocks out there. And check in. We're back to home. What does that feel like? How does it feel different? Now tuck your toes. If you like, you can do this from the floor, or you can do it from the back of a chair. We come to push the heels down and back into a downward dog. You can also just bring up one leg if you like. And keep the knees, you can have the knees generously bent. Feel those hips reaching back, length along the spine. Feel the hands pushing in. And then begin to move your legs towards straight, maybe pedal the feet, maybe one heel goes towards the floor and comes up, and the other heel goes towards the floor and comes up. And then begin to walk your hands towards your feet and inhale and come up and exhale. So part of this is also about balance, about leaving home and heading on the journey where we're going to find our growing edge, our generativity, our creativity. So have your right leg be home. Have it planted firmly into the ground, shifting your weight over there just a little bit, and begin to float the left foot up. Feel the wobble, get heavy into the wobble. And if you fall over, we get up and do it again. Heavy into the wobble. And bring the foot down. Bring it behind. Bring it back parallel. And you might need to come home and try it again. And raise the right arm as an option. This, just picking that up, that is the whole thing. But if you want to add something, you can raise that right arm. You can go away from home this way and notice what's new and fresh. What's different than you expected? What do you see? And come back down. And switch, putting the weight into the left leg. So always make sure the hip is over the knee, over the ankle. It's all stacked up. And press down, shifting the weight to the left foot and beginning to take weight off the right. You could even keep a toe on the floor or use a wall or the back of a chair. And just bring it forward, getting heavy into the wobble. And then bring it back. You're away from home. Things might be a little wobbly. And bring it back. Maybe come home again, both feet on the floor. Shift back into the left foot. Take weight off of the right. Bring it out to the side. That's the whole thing. If you want to add an option, you raise the left arm. And you can come over to the side, a little bit of a dip. And then you come back up. Soften the knees. Inhale. 2 arms wide to the side. Exhale. And let's come back to the top of the mat with your blocks. Put the hands on the blocks. Take the right foot behind. Feel your feet, your weight distributed between both feet. And take 2 arms wide to the side and up to a full lunge. Again, there's a little bit of a balance challenge, but maybe that feels a little more like home or not. Take your hands behind the head. Let the head rest in the hands. Feel your feet pressing into the floor, taking all your weight. And then take just a little bit of a round of the upper back, going away from home and coming back up. Does this feel like a new home yet or not? And then stretching the sternum up for just a baby back bend. And coming back up. And you can just stay here, hands on your waist or hands on your head. And if you like, you can add a little bit of a side bend, getting heavy into that wobble. I don't know about you, but my left hip is working really hard to stabilize. That's interesting to know. Coming back up center. And then I'll take it over to the left. What do you notice that's changing as we're moving how we're going away from home? And bring it back up center. Hands on hips. Straighten that leg. Bend the leg. Bring the hands down. And you can bring the knee down. Bring both knees down. And with your hands on the blocks, just do a little bit of a puppy stretch. You can bring your hands down if you like, but this might be easier. And now bring the hands down and come on up to standing. Softly bend the knees, inhale up. I'm going to turn to the other side so you can see me better. Exhale down, bring your hands to the blocks, and we'll take the left leg back. What are you doing? Okay. Okay, take the left leg back. Now notice where home is. Where is it that you can settle? Keeping your hips moving back, feeling the energy, weight loaded on this front leg, but also loaded on the back leg, hands on the blocks. And this is home, our new home. Can we leave home? Can we inhale, arms wide to the side? What's it like? maybe a little wobbly, but also what is new and generative and creative. And take your hands behind your head, elbows come forward. Feel your feet planted in this new land. And just do a little bit of a rounding of the upper back as we go away from home again. And then lengthen the sternum for a tiny back bend. Coming back up to center. Notice what is working to keep you here, to keep you stable. Come out of it anytime you need, and then come back in when you're able. If you like, you can just have your hands on your hips, or you can try that side bend, going farther from home and coming back to center, and side bend the other way, farther from home, coming back to center. Inhale, arms up, and exhale them down to the blocks. And there was something I forgot that I wanted to do, but you can come on down to your knees and do that puppy stretch, letting the upper back just melt and the hips move back. Hands either on the blocks or on a different level, whatever's comfortable. It should feel good. Should feel good. So let's go ahead and come to our backs. I just want you to know when I looked at my list there, I had 5 more standing balances for us to do, but we don't have time. I know you'll be very disappointed, but another time. Come on down to your back. And breathe. And feel the support of the floor with your feet on the floor, knees bent. You do want to have a block handy, sorry. Feel your feet push into the floor. Just push your feet in just a little bit and feel what happens to the upper body. You might feel the hips raising just a little bit. What else is engaging? Is there anything you can let go and release? And now I'm going to ask you to push your feet into the floor and your knees to go forward to a low bridge and bring it back down. So the first time is new and the brain is a little bit reactive sometimes to that first time. Let's do it again. Press the feet down and pull the knees forward. Your seat can be, your buttocks can be relaxed. And take it back down. And one more time, press the feet down, take the knees forward. Feel the weight in your shoulders, your feet, the back of your head. And if your block is close by, you can reach it. If not, come on down and get your block. And place the block underneath the sacrum. Here's a new place to rest. It feels different than the old place. Maybe this is a new home. What else is possible in this new land, in this new place? Let's take the right knee in towards the chest and then straighten the leg, or just take it towards straight and bring it down and place it down. Left leg in towards the chest Take it on up towards straight. Bend it and place the knee down. Now, this is an option. That is the whole thing. We've already done the whole thing. If you'd like to add on to that, you can take the block out, but remain on the block if you like. You can take the block out, press the feet down, knees forward. Notice where you're supporting yourself with your shoulders, and shift the weight to the left foot and bring your right knee in. Leg up towards straight. Get heavy into the wobble, into that left foot and the back of your shoulder blades. Bend the knee, bring it down, and come down. One more time. Press into both feet. Bring your knees forward. Feel the weight in your shoulders. Now shift the weight to your right foot. Bring your knee in. Left leg towards straight. Get heavy into the wobble. Bend the knee. Bring it down. And come down. We'll try one more of these. Now that we're back home, our new home, you can do it with the block underneath you. Maybe press your feet down, bring the knees forward, put the block under the sacrum, bring one knee up, and if it's available to you, take your hands over your head. We're just changing one thing here, and yet I feel very far from home. This feels very different. Can I take my leg to straight and bring it down? And bring my arms down. We can do it on the other side with the block under the sacrum, or if you like, you can also take the block out if it's accessible to you, and bring that knee in and take the arms overhead. More wobble, feeling the weight in the right foot and in the shoulders. Bring the leg up to straight. Bend the knee, place the foot, replace the sacrum on the floor or your block, and bring the arms down. Now take your right knee and your right hand towards your chest, left knee in the left hand towards the chest, and reach inside the knee to the outside of your right foot. One side, happy baby. Place your left foot down. Take that leg towards straight and back down. And replace it. Bring the left leg up. Bring your left arm inside the knee, outside the foot. Half a happy baby on this side. Bringing your knee towards your armpit. And if you like, take that leg towards straight or not, and place it back on the floor. And now if you like, as we get ready for Savasana, you might want to find a blanket or block to put under your knees. And feel Feel the floor supporting you. Notice all the points of contact. We're not just laying here. We're touching the floor in very specific places, and we're being supported in very specific ways. Notice each part of your body that is touching the floor. Explore this new land that is being shown to you. It's the back of the heels, the back of the calves, back of the thighs maybe, somewhere on the buttocks. Low back is probably not touching the floor, and that's good. You have a good, healthy low back curve. The middle back is supported, the shoulder blades, the back of the arms. And notice the energetic sense of the body. What feels new and fresh? Just take the next few minutes to just feel what has been creative, generative, growing in your practice today. What is new and fresh? Because you have left home. Notice your breath. Allow yourself to be heavy into the floor. Begin to bring awareness back to fingers and toes. A little bit of movement. You might remove the blanket from underneath your knees. Bring your knees towards your chest and roll over to the side, supporting your head on your arm. Lean forward, press your palm into the floor, and come on up back to an easy seat, either on your blanket or on your block. And a final time, take the arms wide to the side. Inhale up. Exhale down. If you like, you can put your hands together or place them on your heart. Coming back to this home where we started. Lech Lecha. Go for your own benefit, for your own good. To the land I will show you. Ve'escha legoy gadol. I will make you a great nation. But that gadol is also gadel. I will make you growing, a growing nation, a changing, renewing, generative, creative nation. Thank you for your presence and your practice, and for making this possible for all who are joined in this practice together. I'm going to come up to the computer and hopefully have some time to answer any questions you may have. And I'm going to switch cameras. Okay, there I am. There you are. There you all are. Okay, let me see if I can get in the chat.
Julie, a couple people have their hands raised. Also, if you call on them, I can unmute people as.
Oh, great. Okay, yes, Mona.
I just wanted to know again, what was the name of Rabbi Lou's book again?
Be still and get going.
Be still and get going. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It was a lovely practice.
You're welcome. I'm going to be talking about that in today's daily sit also. I got a double header today. And the name of that book is in the document for today's sit also.
Thank you.
Julie. Yeah. Julie. Hi. Julie Cole.
Hi, Julie. That was wonderful. And I want to tell you that, first of all, last week's sit and that whole idea that you brought in again today is really helpful in terms of not striving and just taking things a little easier. I really appreciate, and I love the home thing today. That was very helpful in terms of, in my life, I've moved a few times and there's that sense of the new place doesn't feel like home yet. And the old place stops feeling like home, and you're in that in-between place, and really appreciate that. Looking forward to seeing you again at 9:30.
Great. Great. Glad to see you. So good to see you. Helene. Helene, can you unmute?
Yes. Now, can you hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you for the references with Lech Lecha, what's comfortable, what's shaky. Really appreciated it. I could not see the full bottom of your body on your mat. And I don't know if that's it might be a camera placement.
I will work on that. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, because I wanted to see your body at times when the words weren't totally creating the picture.
Okay.
Thank you.
Was there a particular posture, particular point?
I would say no, it was, so for example, when you were sitting cross-legged, I couldn't see beyond your knees to your feet.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. Okay, any other questions? So good to see you all. Hi, Cheryl. Now I'm looking to see.
For anyone asking,
hi, Sandra.
Cantor Julie Newman will be hosting the daily sit again today in about 40 minutes. And you can access that at the free offerings page on our website. I will put a link in the chat to that now.
Great. And Suzanne has a question. There's a question here about when we had two hands on the blocks extending the leg, what would an easier pose be? And I'm happy to share that. So you could also do it on a chair. So this was, we had hands on blocks, one knee, and we were bringing that leg towards straight. One thing is, if that's hard on your knee, you can do any of this on the back of the chair. You can bend this and straighten that leg just a little bit. But it's important to bring the bottom back, the hips back. More important for that to be back than this to be straight. So we're stretching from here to here. So you can either move the knee or move this, move that, move the hips back. And that's the exact same stretch. I hope that's helpful, Suzanne. The other posture in which we were going into the wobbly. There's a lot of them that we were going into the wobbly, and all of the poses could be done with a chair. Either the balancing, any of the balancing, this could be done with a chair and just do one side. Okay, so have more stability on one side, hold a desk, a chair, something. So just add one more point of stability.
Jacqueline Gordon has her hand raised.
Yeah, and okay, Jacqueline.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So I'm sorry if you explained this last week. I wasn't here. This is actually my first time here in months for the yoga class, but I really enjoyed it.
Oh, welcome. Welcome back.
The thing I wanted to know is when you said lean into the wobble, can you explain that a little more? Because I want to make sure that I think I'm doing what you're meaning.
It's a great question. So sometimes when things feel a little uncertain, a little unsure, we run away from it and we go back to what we're used to and we don't explore it. What I'm asking us to do is not that, but to actually not lean forward or back, but get heavy into the wobble, like really be there. And it may be that it's too wobbly and you fall over or you have to do something, make an adjustment. But before you change, before you actually experience the wobble, can you be in it, in the uncertainty, in the maybe not quite settled, but can you just be with it for a little bit and explore what is actually going on here? Because sometimes the nervous system will make us back away from it before we even know what's going on. So it's the exploration. Does that help, Jacqueline?
I think so. Let me ask. So you're saying to try to like settle in to the pose, even if it's wobbly, to have that experience, as opposed to shying away from doing it.
Right. And then so physically how it manifests itself, which is probably more directly answer to your question, is to feel weight, even where there's, where there is the wobble. So instead of shifting your weight away from it, shifting your weight down, not like into it, but just like down, your weight just down into the ground, into the earth, so to speak. And so that may not be a totally satisfying answer, but I'll ask you to just get really curious about it. Curious about what is your automatic response to it, and curious what else could happen there.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. You're welcome. I hope I left you just a little bit confused.
Yes. The only other thing I would say, because but I can't get here every week, is when they give the daily reminder that says there's yoga in the morning. Like, I don't know if you or
Yeah.
Liz are doing it moving forward, but if they can include in that reminder any props you'd recommend, because where I am today, I was able to get a mat, but if I knew in advance, I could have brought blocks to where I am, but I couldn't because I didn't know. But they've never done that. But I've always kind of wanted, when I get that morning reminder, for it to say.
I think it's a good idea, Jacqueline, to always have blocks and a strap and a mat. And if you have a chair, if chairs are useful for you, that too. But I would just always have 2 blocks and a strap, just as a basic.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, I'm checking in the chat to see.
Beth Rose has their hand raised.
Great, Beth. Why am I? Oh, I see why I'm not
And
seeing
this
it.
will probably
I
also
see.
have to be our last question for the day.
This was my first time and I absolutely loved it. Thank you so much. This was wonderful. I was wondering, is there ever going to be a point where you might do it more than once a week?
I do not know the answer to that. I do not know the answer to that. But I'm so glad, welcome, and I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. Can I maybe get in that last question with Miriam? Thank you for joining, Beth. I hope you come back. Miriam?
I wonder if possible to remind us the day before, because I woke up and it was already too late. I'm in California.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know about that, but if it's regularly, it's every Monday at 11, or you're in California, so 8. I would right now put it on your calendar, and know that 5 minutes before or 10 minutes before you'll find that email in your email.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.